As federal funding for nonprofits dwindles, two foundations move in to fill the need. Despite a lawsuit playing out, renovations to turn a motel into a homeless respite center move forward. And taking a look at an overnight incident, KOTA territory finds a deeper problem for a North Rapid City community. Your news starts now.
From Skyline Drive, this is KOTA Territory News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Jack Cottle. A railroad crossing delay Wednesday morning ends up with the police involved. An 18-year-old man has been arrested for allegedly assaulting a train operator in Rapid City. KOTA Territory's Blake Trolley has more.
The alleged assault happened at the railroad crossing on La Crosse. The man is accused of climbing into the engine car of a train as it was stopped for scheduled maintenance yesterday morning.
And got into a confrontation with the train operator and actually assaulted the operator before the operator fought back, threw him out of the locomotive, and then the unknown individual fled the scene from there.
Rapid City Police Department's Brendan Medina says police are able to identify and quickly find and detain Jeremiah Olson thanks to a good suspect description. Police then verified Olson's identity through witnesses. Olson was arrested on charges that include assault, burglary, and underage consumption of alcohol.
When we came in contact with the individual, they were highly intoxicated.
Rowena Booker, who lives near the train crossing, says she's not surprised by the incident as she's noticed an issue with intoxicated people walking up and down the cross and getting into confrontations. She says she frequently sees intoxicated people.
The liquor store is right up the street, so they're walking to the liquor store and they're coming back, and they always throwing liquor bottles in my yard all the time, so I'm always had to clean up my yard.
They're throwing liquor bottles in your yard?
Yes.
So this has obviously had an effect on you living here?
Yes, it has, and right now they have a memorial right there for the little girl that got killed, but if you walk by there, you'll see liquor bottles in her memorial, because I was out there yesterday just looking, because there's something happened up the street with the police, so I just came out, was looking, and yeah, so I saw.
Winds howled throughout the day and are continuing this evening. Meteorologist Ryan Larmew is in the First Alert Weather Center with an update on if those winds are dying down. And from what I hear outside the building, I say the answer is no.
It's been that way all day, Jack. Got here this morning. You could hear it in the studio, and we're still hearing it right now in the studio. And those winds are gusting high right now. We're seeing some of the highest wind gusts we've seen all day in some locations across KOTA territory. Here's a look at the current wind map across KOTA territory. Buffalo seeing a 61-mile-an-hour wind gust right this second. Rapid City seeing a 38-mile-per-hour gust. Faith at 54 miles an hour. Now, we are tracking a few showers on First Alert Doppler radar. Some very light rain, especially on the northern South Dakota plains, and maybe a few heavier showers in southwestern South Dakota. They need the moisture more than anyone else, but we are seeing those clouds moving in from the north, and those will continue to work their way down throughout the rest of the afternoon and evening hours. Mostly cloudy skies are expected in Rapid City as the winds continue to howl out there, up to 30 miles an hour sustained, gusting possibly tonight over 50 miles an hour. And we have a First Alert weather day in effect for that. I'll have all the details on that coming up in just a little bit. Jack.
Thank you, Ryan. A federal judge grants a preliminary injunction for a South Dakota mine student from India who was fighting the cancellation of her student visa status so she could stay in the country. District Judge Karen Schreier filed that order today in the case of Priya Saxena. The process was triggered by a misdemeanor traffic charge against Saxena in 2021. Judge Schreier's order prevents the Department of Homeland Security from taking any enforcement action against Saxena from the termination of her student status or visa. Also today, her attorney filed a motion for a permanent injunction. Saxena graduated from South Dakota Mines with her Ph.D. on Saturday. A Rapid City moment pleads not guilty in the death of her mother on April 7th. 26-year-old Taylor Birdhorse is charged with alternative counts of first-degree manslaughter and aggravated assault, accused in the stabbing death of her 45-year-old mother, Carrie St. John, at a North Maple Avenue apartment. In court today, prosecutors said she used scissors, but previously it was said Birdhorse used a knife. She faces up to life in prison if she's convicted on the first-degree manslaughter charge. Birdhorse is due back in court on July 24th. The Cornerstone Rescue Mission wants to ensure there's space for people who have been discharged from the hospital but still need time to recover from an injury or illness. Cornerstone will be operating a respite care center at the Big Sky Lodge on Tower Road later this year after the Rapid City Council approved the permit to open the facility last November. On Monday, the executive director of the Cornerstone Mission And a permit to open the facility last November. Monday, renovations in the lodge began. The executive director of the Cornerstone Rescue Mission says construction crews have started framing out walls, expanding the dining room, installing air conditioning and heating, as well as up-to-date plumbing. She says the Big Sky Lodge was an ideal location for the new facility.
It's a very sparse neighborhood. I think there's 16 houses in a half-a-mile area. It's very close to the hospital, very close to downtown. The facility was actually used during COVID, so we've already had a dry run.
Allison said the facility will hold 29 rooms and is hoping the center will be fully operational in early fall. The idea of bringing the center to town didn't come without public backlash. Last December, a group of 26 Rapid City residents filed a lawsuit against the city and the mission in an attempt to stop the project. Two local foundations are joining forces to offer short-term bridge funding for Black Hills nonprofits facing disruptions due to changes in federal priorities. This partnership, also supported by the Bush Foundation, is designed to provide flexible support for nonprofits as they transition strategies while rallying broader community support for local nonprofits. The initiative will support services that meet basic needs like child care and health care. The Black Hills Area Community Foundation and the John T. Vukurovich Foundation are combining forces to help the local nonprofits.
Over the last few months, we've been listening closely to concerns from local nonprofit leaders, and we've been learning that they're facing a perfect storm of circumstances. They're facing rising costs, market uncertainty, increasing demand for their services, and federal funding cuts.
Community members are encouraged to join the effort by donating directly to local nonprofits they care about or supporting nonprofits' work with friends and family. When a young family moved into their home in Madison 3 years ago, they expected a quiet small town to raise a family. They never thought their home could be a possible target of a raid. Beth Warden has the story.
This couple says they're still trying to calm down and understand what happened at their home on Tuesday. They want us to blur their faces to protect their family. The same time ICE was in this small town, they came home from work to find their front doors open.
Under the assumption that we were robbed. The screen door is wide open, it's locked open, the security cameras are turned, and our cameras were turned into standby, so we have no footage of what even happened.
They say Madison police answered their 911 call and made sure that there were no intruders inside. Nothing seemed to be missing. A short time later, the officer returned.
Hey, I got some good news, I think.
You weren't robbed, but ICE visited your house today. They didn't even notify us that they even stopped by the house that day. No warrant was left, no copy of a warrant or anything. Yeah, not even a phone call.
If the cop wouldn't have done his research and came back and told me, I'd have had no clue.
Well, it's scary. Like, it's an invasion of our privacy, that somebody could even show up and do that to our personal property.
Their goal in sharing the experience?
Yeah, just hold them accountable, make sure this doesn't happen to anybody else.
And we have to do it the right way. If we don't, we lose trust for everybody.
Our sister station called Madison Police and was told the person that could respond to the incident is on vacation until Monday. Well, have you ever been able to solve a Rubik's Cube? There's a new record for you to shoot for. That's later on your news leader. But when we return, this week's KOTA Cares highlights a nonprofit that uses horsepower to help people with special needs. In this week's KOTA Cares, we're highlighting Suncatcher Therapeutic Riding Academy, a nonprofit that started in 2001 as a traveling program in Custer. They found their forever home at the Casey Ranch in Rapid City in 2010. And our Jasmine Davis visited the academy this week to learn more about how this organization helps individuals with disabilities or special needs using the power of horses.
Suncatcher Therapeutic Riding Academy has been helping horses help people through therapeutic horsemanship, guided by trained instructors to give hope and empowerment to individuals with disability or special need. Francie Fortune, the executive director at Suncatcher Therapeutic Riding Academy, explains how therapeutic aid is used at the academy.
Working on building joy and connection, both between people in our community and with people and horses. Sometimes some of us have a hard time talking to people. It's a lot easier to talk, sometimes without words, with a horse. And when our body is fully engaged, our core muscles engaged, we've got our upper body and our lower body doing cross hemisphere things in our brain, it's a lot easier for us to do some of that inner healing as well.
Over the last 4 years, Suncatcher Therapeutic Riding Academy has seen 160% growth, and staff are hoping to partner with an indoor facility to offer a year-round programming, a move that could expand their impact even further. One instructor has already seen the powerful growth in students who take part at their facility.
Watching some of these kids who are afraid and nervous to be around horses come out and conquer their fear, and then realize once they get on the horse they have this just confidence that, oh my gosh, I can do this, I can be in control of this very large animal, and just watching them walk away with far more confidence. That's not just a one-time occurrence. It's definitely happened many times.
If you are interested in becoming involved with Suncatcher Therapeutic Riding Academy as a rider or volunteer, for more information you can visit our website at kotatv.com. In Rapid City, Jasmine Davis, KOTA Territory News.
Meteorologist Ryan Larmew has all the latest details on the First Alert weather day for tomorrow. He has that and more coming up after the break in your accurate First Alert forecast.
Now, the First Alert forecast with meteorologist Ryan Larmew.
First Alert Weather Day has been issued for KOTA territory, and we are going to be seeing the wind gusts possibly up to 70 miles an hour. Wind damage is possible when you have those wind gusts that high, and also when you're driving out in those winds, some smaller vehicles like what I drive and some high-profile vehicles like some box trucks or tractor trailers could be blown around by these winds, causing some difficult driving throughout the day tomorrow and during the overnight hours tonight. We do have lots of warnings and advisories in effect. Almost all of western South Dakota in some type of wind alert for until tomorrow evening. High wind warnings on all of the South Dakota plains, Rapid City, Spearfish, all of the northern hills, and we are seeing that wind advisory in effect in places like the Hermosa foothills, the southern Black Hills and southern foothills, and Oglala Lakota County. Some very strong winds possible overnight tonight and throughout the day tomorrow, because that's why we have that First Alert Weather Day in effect for tomorrow. Future wind gusts. We're seeing plenty of high gusty winds right this second, and we're going to continue to see that through the overnight hours. This is around 10 o'clock tonight. We're still seeing gusts over 40 miles an hour in a majority of KOTA territory, even over 60 mile per hour wind gusts in other locations. As we head throughout the morning hours tomorrow, we could be seeing those 60+ mile per hour gusts in Rapid City and in places like Buffalo, even in the Black Hills. We're seeing over 50 mile per hour gusts. So this is some dangerous winds that we're talking about tomorrow, and we could even see a few spots eclipse the 70 mile per hour mark throughout the day. As we head throughout the rest of the day on Friday into the late evening and overnight hours into Saturday morning, things start to calm down completely. We're not talking about any wind gusts for the day on Saturday, which is some good news for us. Let's take a look at radar. Seeing some light rain here on the South Dakota plains, the northern plains. We also saw a few showers move through places like Fall River County and Oglala Lakota County, but this is a low pressure system that has been giving the plains some rain for the past couple of days. This will be moving off towards the west. This is unusual. Low pressure systems usually move off towards the east, but this is going to what we call retrograde back into portions of western North Dakota and western South Dakota, and that brings in the possibility of some rain overnight tonight and into the day tomorrow. I think for the rest of the evening we're going to stay dry in Rapid City, but we continue to be windy. Wind gusts is staying there up to 30 miles an hour, or wind actually sustained up to 30, gust over 50 possible. As we head throughout the rest of the overnight hours, temperatures making it down to 47. We're staying windy tomorrow, and that is why we had that First Alert Weather Day. A high temperature of 59 degrees. Here's that low pressure I was talking about, bringing in the possibility of rain, maybe even a few snowflakes in the Black Hills overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning. But by the afternoon and evening, we're starting to dry out. A stray shower may be possible Friday night into Saturday morning. I'm not too sold on that. Probably just a few clouds hanging around, but sunshine returns to much of the region by Saturday afternoon, and Sunday, that's when we get our next rain chance throughout Dakota territory. And as we head throughout the day, we could see a few thunderstorms pop up near the Black Hills. Tonight, we will see those temperatures drop into the 30s and 40s, a little chilly tonight. 47 in Rapid City, a few mid-40s on the South Dakota Plains. Wind gusts up to 50 miles an hour tonight. Otherwise, mostly cloudy for a majority of the night, too. We will see the possibility of a few rain showers tomorrow, isolated throughout the day. Wind gusts over 60 miles an hour possible. 59 in Rapid City for a high temperature. 52 in Buffalo, 48 over in Faith. And we will see those temperatures rise for Saturday briefly and then drop once again for your Sunday as breezy conditions return to almost every single location. Rapid City for breezy Sunday through Tuesday, with rain chances every single one of those days. Monday, a little chilly at 48 degrees, so a nice forecast for us there. Jack, back to you.
Thank you, Ryan. With the start of the hurricane season approaching June 1st, dark clouds are hovering over the Federal Emergency Management Agency. FEMA officials say they aren't prepared for upcoming storms and the damage they will bring. That's according to an internal agency review obtained by CNN. The document said the agency is struggling with minimal coordination with states and new red tape that it says will slow emergency responses. It also notes low morale and agency mission uncertainty. The Trump administration has repeatedly called FEMA ineffective and unnecessary. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem's agency oversees FEMA. She's previously said she wants to eliminate it. FEMA lost about 30% of its full-time staff since the start of the Trump administration due to layoffs and employee buyouts. Still to come, the Rush's schedule for next season was released today. We'll go over some of the highlights. Plus, our athletes of the week are ready to run track and cross country at the collegiate level. Vic Quick has all the details next in KOTA Sports.
Happy dinner time, everybody. Tomorrow night marks week 2 of racing out at the Black Hills Speedway. Top drivers got the season off to an exciting start last Friday. Now the racing action revs up tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, and it's $5 entry fee night. Now it's an exciting time over at the Central High School as 3 runners have signed on the dotted line to continue their track and cross-country career at the next level. Taryn Hutchinson and Yadriel Munoz are headed to Augustana. Tristan Sweezy is signed on the dotted line with Northern State, and for their efforts, these 3 cobblers are Gustafson Builders Athletes of the Week. Now, this talented group of runners accomplished some impressive feats during their high school days and are now ready to shine at the collegiate level.
I mean, they're a very team-based culture for both their cross-country and track side of things, and their marketing program just seemed like something that I wanted to do. And from both their team side for track and cross-country and, you know, their degrees that I wanted, I decided that it would be the best option for me.
So I like Augustana's atmosphere, its team, and its coaches. I think once I went over there, I think something just clicked and I really liked it. It's also very close to home, which is agreeable to me.
It's probably the people. The people in running, they're really great. There's no one that's like mean or like will yell at you or call you names or anything like that.
Congrats to those guys for being our athletes of the week. Now, due to weather concerns, the West River Last Chance Track and Field Meet has been moved from next Tuesday to next Thursday. The field events will begin at 9 a.m. out at O'Hara Stadium. The running events crank up at 11 o'clock. That's next Thursday. Now, today, the Central and Stevens track and field teams met up for the Crosstown Classic. Due to the wind, they did not compete in all the events. It was a good day for Stevens' Elias Gillen as the Texas Tech football recruit won both the shot put and discus. On the ladies' side of things, Central's Abigail Flanagan turned in an impressive meet as she claimed the top spot in both the discus and shot put as well. The ECHL released its schedule for the upcoming season today. The Rush opens things up Friday, October 17th at Kansas City. Rapid City will play its home opener the following week on Friday, October 24th against Wichita. It'll once again be a 72-game schedule with 36 matchups at home and 36 on the road. It'll be an exciting November for Rush fans as the team plays 8 home games, the most of any month, and you can catch some hockey around the holidays as the Rush will host Tahoe on December 26th and 27th, and will also ring in the new year by taking on the Night Monsters on the 31st. New Year's Eve hockey, always an exciting time. I know that seems far off, Jack, but the hockey season will be here before we know it. Major League Baseball this afternoon, the Twins kept things rolling. They've now won 11 in a row as they knocked off the Orioles 4-0, sweeping Baltimore. 11 wins in a row for the Twins.
Good deal. Thank you, Vic. Purdue students take the Rubik's Cube into a whole new world. That's up next on KOTA Territory News at 5:30. A team of engineering whiz kids set out to design a robot that would break the world speed record for solving a Rubik's Cube, and the robot didn't just break the record, it annihilated it. Watch a robot solve a Rubik's Cube with world record-setting speed. Did you see it? Well, it's because this marvel of a machine did it in just a fraction of a second. A slow-motion replay shows the robot going through its series of motions. It solved the confounding cube in the blink of an eye. The lightning-fast puzzle-playing bot is the brainchild of a team of engineering students from Purdue University who designed and created the robot, nicknamed the Purdubik's Cube, to combine color recognition, custom-solving algorithms, and industrial-grade motion control. They're taking it to the folks at Guinness World Records, who confirmed the robot's Rubik's rock-in time at a blistering 1/10 of a second, nearly 3 times faster than the previous record holder. That's crazy.
It's nuts. I saw an interview on TikTok, of all places, from one of the kids who did that, and they said, it's so fast you can blink and miss the entire solving of the Rubik's Cube because a blink is more than 1/1000th of a second, or whatever time frame it was. It was nuts.
All right. What's the time frame on the weather?
Well, the wind's going right now, and they're going to continue, Jack. Wind gusts up to 70 miles an hour. We have a first alert weather day in effect now all the way through tomorrow evening. Wind damage is possible, which also means difficult driving is possible. Some smaller vehicles and then high-profile vehicles, like those big box trucks, are susceptible to those difficult driving conditions.
So be careful.
Be careful.
All right. That'll do it for us. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you tonight at 10.
Thanks for watching KOTA Territory News, your local news and weather authority.